Yay! You guys, I'm so sorry about that. I'm actually up in Collingwood. First of all, welcome, Kathy and Cassandra. Thanks for hanging in. Yeah, I'm at a lovely place my sister has up near the ski hill, and it's of course probably not that much different here than it is in Toronto. Lots of snow, but there's a little more room to move it around, shove it places here. So uh, I have this dinosaur equipment, and if I'm having a problem with it, I need to shut it all down, and then it takes a few minutes for it to get back online. So appreciating that things lined up so that we could be here this morning, and we'll get right to it. We are going to start sitting today, and so things that you might like to have for practice. I've got a strap, a bathrobe belt, or something like that. A long sock will do. I use a couple of blankets that aren't too high, one for knees there, one for the head if you like a little bit of extra. And for sitting, if you have a chair, that's fine, or a cushion, or any way that you can be comfortable. You can go ahead and just kind of get to a place where you can land. I wanted to just bring our attention to the breath today. One of those things that we all have, our vitality, our energy, our sense of presence is something that is available to us when we can give a little more attention or appreciation to the diaphragm. And it's that pancake shaped muscle. It's flat, it's just above the pelvis. And when we're inhaling, that muscle is flattening down and creating a vacuum effect. And what that does is it triggers our sympathetic, or the more active and vital, that part of our nervous system that allows us to act really strongly when we need to run or to fight. And then the exhale, the diaphragm expands like a big balloon and helps to just press the air out. And what that does is it balances out and brings in the sympathetic nervous system, which we work with a lot in this class, just the calming, more centered, skillful clarity, those types of things. So yeah, we'll maybe focus a little bit on some nasal breathing. If you don't have a cold, that helps with the balance and the clarity. And of course, if any of my suggestions cause anxiety, then just skip it and just be with sensations in the body. You can think about the in-breaths as a way to invite some of that. Just, it could be simply just presence or energy, or whatever it is that you might want to have a little bit more of today. And the exhales as a way to let go or release some toxicity, some negativity, whatever that, or however that resonates with you. If that feels like too much, getting your brain into a thinking mode, then it can be just as simply an opening, creating space and bringing some calm on the inhales and releasing anything just in general that isn't serving you on the exhales. You're sitting in a way that's suitable for your hips and your spine, inviting some attention to the body in this posture, and opening up to what might be nice for you to both receive and let go of this morning. Palms resting comfortably in the lap. The eyes can be open or closed. Taking a few moments to connect with the body and to connect with the sense of appreciation for all the self-care, all the effort that it took to show up this morning. And to be aware of the community, those of us that are here, and those that may be tuning in at a later time. Whatever feels supportive as you sense into how the breath is feeling this morning. And the sinuses can, there'll be some ease in taking the breath in and out through the nose. Bring things down a little bit if you can. Just keeping it playful, so if this is not helpful or supportive for your practice, then you can just let that go and breathe in any way that you can. The ancient, a lot of the ancient mantras have a 5 count to them. There's a rhythm and a flow to this balancing of the nervous system. So we can perhaps try that on a little bit with our breath. So it'll lead us into some breath that has a count of 5 on the way in, a pause, and a count of 5 on the way out. Just continuing with a few breaths that are just in your own pace and awareness, or where you're feeling sensations of rising with the in breaths and softening with the out breaths. Finish the next exhale. And breathing in for 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, lengthening, widening. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to the bottom to hold. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, filling up front, back, and sides, and then out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and retain. Breathing in and out like that a few more times. We're not trying to perfect anything or get anything right. Certainly not to add in any judgment. Inviting in some of the qualities that you'd like to cultivate on the in-breaths. Releasing some toxins, negativity, or whatever it is that's not serving you on the out-breaths. Let's inhale and reach the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, open. 2, 3, 4, 5. You could be looking up on the inhale. And then slowly dropping the chin on the exhales. Reaching up, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's press up on the inhale. And then exhale, press the palms up towards the ceiling, clasping the hands together there for another inhale. And then exhale, press the palms forward, find a dome in your upper back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lift it up again. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. We're pressing into that cat curve, rounding out all the breath out to the bottom. It's finding that rhythm in the breath that's helpful for you. The Inhale, leaning back a little bit, maybe tucking the tailbone, knitting the ribs down, and then the exhale is that press forward. Let's try opening up into a cactus shape. Now squeeze the elbows in. And then exhale, bring the fingertips to the thighs as you curve and kind of pull back a little bit there. Inhale, the cactus shape, squeezing elbows. And exhale, let's hug a tree, bringing the arms, palms towards facing you. Open up cactus shape. Inhale, and then exhale, switch the cross of the hands in front, kind of like a hugging a big tree. So open up one more time. And bring the right elbow underneath the left elbow. Stay nice and tall. You can eagle shape the arms here, or wrap your hands around to hold the sides of your body and take another breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then hug in with the elbows. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just coming back to that rhythm with the elbows lifting as the inhale. And exhale, tucking in. Arms open into cactus shape, inhale. Exhale, other side, elbows. Eagle shape the arms, or give yourself a hug and take another breath to get tall, tall, tall. Exhale, start to tuck the chin and curve in the upper back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, you can go a little deeper into that fold if you like, knitting the ribs back into the pelvis. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Let's release the arms and bring them up one more time. And take the right fingertips down towards the ground. We'll take a side stretch, or just lengthening up through that left side body. If you need to change the position that you're sitting in, go for that. Right arm reaches up. Left fingertips tap down, lengthening through the right side body, right sits bone heavy. Wave through a couple more times. Inhale. And exhale over to one side. Inhale. And exhale. Back through center, fingertips over towards the right. Taking it into the side stretch again. Let's bring the left hand behind the head. Open the elbow up towards the ceiling a little. Let your head be supported by your hand. And then start to wrap the left elbow towards the floor on the right side as you draw the belly in. Little twist here. Opening up on the inhale. And exhale, lifting up and over with the left side of the rib cage. Let's reach up one more time. Inhale, exhale, reach it over to the twist. Release your hand. We'll do that hand shaking movement a couple of times, just waving the left arm. And then come through center. Take a little twist over to the left just to release from that. And then we'll do the other side. Arms will reach up, inhale. Left fingertips come down, exhale. Find those pauses. A little more space into the side stretch, right hip heavy. And then start to bring the right hand behind the head, or it can be on top of the head. Opening up the right elbow is the breath in. And then the exhale, we're hugging the belly in and wrapping the right elbow towards the left. The inhale tucks the right ribs under a little bit, chest to the ceiling. And the exhale is the squaring of the shoulders to empty. Reach up, inhale. Reach the right arm up. And then as you come across, reach it over towards the left and shake the hand a couple times, weaving in the space in the shoulder. Let's come back up through center. Take that little twist over to the right. Exhale and come back to center here. A few shoulder rolls out. Just loosen it up and close your eyes. Let your head move without really feel into the shoulders. Maybe you've been doing some shoveling, or I've been doing a little cross-country skiing, gripping the poles. Other way with the elbows. Good, let's come off sitting there. Onto the hands and knees. And bring in some support underneath your knees if that's better. Let's right away take the hands forward and keep the hips up nice and high and bow the chest down. Stay high on the fingertips for this one. So the arms are long, wrapping the triceps under the crown of the head and the tailbone. Getting a little further apart just by the breath. Let's come back to that counted breath here, if that's suitable for you. In and out through the nose, breathing in 2, 3, or you can lift a little bit and then exhale, sinking 2, 3, 4, waving a little to come up. 3, 4, 5, and exhaling, sinking the chest. One more time, breathing in, filling all sides of the lungs. So simple and yet much more profound when we turn our attention back there. Let's settle into the pose here for a few breaths without doing a lot of shifting. If your forearms can come to the ground, and press fingertips together and bring the hands behind the back of the head. Wiggle the elbows a little further forward. Lifting on the core line, even drawing the pelvic floor in a little bit here to create some space in the ribs and make some room for the breath to flow through. Check in with your own count of breath, what seems to be therapeutic and not straining, but has some depth to it. And then let's shift just to the forearms there. We'll bring the elbows in a little bit closer, clasping the hands together. A few cat and cow there. The belly lifts and the head drops. The exhale, and then the inhale moves the chest through. The exhale is the tuck of the tailbone. And the inhale shifting through. Exhale here one more time. Let's come back to table. We'll come to the fingertips there. Wave through again on the inhale. And exhale, tuck the tail. Let's see about sliding the right leg out to the side so we come in towards a gate pose. Wiggle the foot a little away and see if you can connect with the outer edge of the foot too. And then tip the pelvis. Another round through the cat and cow and tuck the tailbone under. Draw it through one more time. Squeeze the shoulder blade. Inhale and exhale. Right there, we'll bring hands to the hips and press up to the gate pose and reach the arms up again. Inhale. Let's bring the right fingertips down, lengthen up through the left side. Little side stretch there. And then come back up, inhale. Pause and then exhale, sliding down. Once more, inhaling. And exhaling. Let's come back through center, reach both arms up. Bring the fingertips back down towards the floor. We'll wag the left shin so it's a little bit more on a diagonal, like a kickstand, and walk the left hand so it's underneath your shoulder. So the left foot may be right off the mat. You can have something underneath that left hand if you like, and do a few big circles with your right arm. So we're just in a version of a side plank pose, opening up the hip a little bit. You could be up on your fist if that's better for your wrist. Circling a few times in each direction. Slow and steady with the breath. Don't get too over involved with it. To reach the right fingertips to the ceiling or bring the fingertips just over top of the head towards the short edge of your mat for another breath in. And breath out. Let's face the floor now. Bring the knees towards each other. Take it into a child's pose, sending the weight back towards the heels. Stacking the forehead, fist on fist. If that's okay, or you can come onto your back also and hug the knees in towards your chest. If you want to break from being on your knees, shifting a little side to side. I'm just enjoying these times of just tapping right into that parasympathetic, focusing on some exhales. Empty, 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 and pause. It's releasing some of anything that feels heavy or dark. Doesn't matter the organs are holding some accumulations. We're letting go with each exhale. Shift back into the tabletop shape, up on fingertips or fists, and stepping the left leg out to the side this time. I've just shifted, so I've got at the my foot is at the short edge of the mat, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together into that cow shape, and then pick up the belly. You might shift the hips forward and back a little bit here, just exploring what feels good as you move through a couple of those. Keeping engaged and lifted underneath the left inner thigh. Let's do one more wave through the cow shape, the inhale, extension, and the exhale to flexion. Bring the hands to the hips and come up. Adjusting your legs here and reaching the arms up, almost like we're standing in a mountain pose. Left fingertips come down, reach up through the right arm. You can just feel the length through that right side, or a little hinge over towards the left. The inhale lengthens, and the exhale comes into the side stretch. Then once more, inhale and exhale. Back up through center, both arms reach up, length. Exhale, bring the fingertips to the floor. Walk the hands around to the short edge of your mat and wag your right shin. So it's more like a kickstand. You can adjust your left heel to line up with the right knee, something in that direction. And then right palm or right fist on the floor or on a block, bringing the left arm up towards the ceiling. And a few circles around. You can follow the fingertips with your gaze if that feels interesting for your neck. Left leg stays engaged. And then reaching on the inhale, left fingertips to the sky, like there's a hook or a hinge up there. Or draw the left arm above the head for 3, 2, 1. Bring the left fingertips down, bring your knees back together. Any version of a child's pose, you can have your knees together or knees wide, forehead down, or arms resting down by your feet. Or maybe you're coming onto your back again and rocking a little side to side. Let's do one more thing here, shifting back through table. And bringing yourself up to a standing kneel. Let's make fists and press the fists just at the upper part of the pelvis as a way of releasing the tailbone towards the floor and squeezing the shoulder blades a little together. And then we'll just draw back just slightly. You should feel some wake up call in the hamstrings, and then shift back so your hips are over top of your knees. Draw back a little bit on the exhale. The inhale, shift forward. Exhale to come back. The inhale to come forward and pause. Let's bring the hands back to the hips again. Leaning a little bit to the left, and we'll step up with the right foot. So your left toes can be curled under. Sometimes that feels better for my knee, or you can have the top of the foot down. We'll bring the hands to that front thigh, and we'll just sink a little into the psoas stretch on the left side. Softening the shoulders, and see what it's like to take some of those breaths here. So if the breath gets really rapid or starts to feel out of control, out of sync, then just back it off a little bit or come out of the shape. Let's now tuck the chin in towards the chest, come a little more back with your ribs and press the palms forward for one more counter, some flexion there, more stretch in the left hip flexor psoas. And then back through on the inhale. Let's bring the hands down and shift back into tabletop shape. You can take another child's pose or a puppy pose, or if you're feeling energetic, to curl the toes under and lift the hips, if that feels nice, to pedal out the legs and stretch out in a downward dog shape. Anything goes for 3. See if you can find some stillness now wherever you are for 2. And 1, we'll take it back to the knees. Coming up to a taller stand, rolling the shoulders out and dropping the tailbone down again. Let's do a couple more of those, just rocking back. And then forward. Rocking back, knitting the ribs down. Just feeling a little bit of strength there in those muscles that connect hamstrings through to the lower belly, and come back. This time as you come forward, hands to hips, lean a little to the right to step the left foot up. Let's bring it quite a ways forward so we can sit down and press the thigh away. Squaring the hips forward like headlights. And you might come in and out a little bit, like we did with the cat and cow, just sinking. The deep breath in and out through the nose. Sometimes tensions start to build in the face, or the breath will start to speed up and cool some of that fright or flight. So monitoring where you need to back off. And then let's come back, back, back. So the legs are more like right angles. You might need to move that front foot in a little bit. Tuck the tailbone, press the palms forward, and find some flexion in the back again for 3, 2, and 1. One more time into the lunge. And then bring the hands down and slide the knees back. Stretching back to child's pose, downward dog. Or maybe you're moving through a few cat and cow, whatever feels good. From there, let's wiggle onto the belly. Sliding down or lowering down. Stretching the legs back. Resting the forehead. Palms face the ceiling, arms at your sides. Turning your head to one side, wiggle the hips out a little there. Let's loop the shoulders down the back. Engage the legs a bit, so press the toes, feel your kneecaps lift, and let the forehead come back through. Tip of the nose is on the floor like you're rolling a marble forward. Start to extend through the crown of the head. It's coming to a very low heart opener. And keeping the backs of the hands on the floor, kind of pulling the floor towards yourself a little bit energetically, or drawing the shoulders back. Only coming to a place where you're not feeling pain or compression in the lower back. Definitely some of a wake-up call for another breath there. And then exhale, turn the head the other way. Just give the hips a shake. Let's do that again. Come through center, loop the shoulders, draw the nose forward, the heart forward a little bit. Maybe this time you lift the hands and fly the hands towards the ceiling. Keep pressing engaging the legs, toes towards the floor, and squeezing the shoulder blades together. Notice how this affects the breath. See if you can breathe a little more deeply, even if you have to come down lower. For 1 more. And exhale, turn your head again, other side, shoulders shrug around the ears. Deep breath in and out through the nose. One more time through center. Let's loop the shoulders. Extend through the breastbone, maybe lift the hands. You can always just go back to the first way. Maybe lift the legs as well. Feel that lift coming from the hip area as opposed to the feet. Feet are lifting, but lots of strength in the legs there. If you are able to clasp the hands together, you can go ahead and do that, but it's not necessary. Again, just breathing here, some undulations. Exhale, lower, turn your head the other way. Good job. Let's rest the forehead, palm on palm now. Pick up the legs, bring the knees apart and swish left and right, left and right. Feet fall away. So actually I'm crossing ankles and letting the feet open up really wide. And then bring the ankles across each other again, switching it up each time. Okay. Let's bring the legs back down. Let's just flip over onto our backs now and have your strap available. If you like a little something underneath your head, you can, nothing too much. Before we work with the strap, let the hands come down by the hips and let's do a bit of pelvic rocking there. Now we've got the ground, so it won't go as far. Just to release, keep it low in the pelvis, so pressing the low back down is the exhale. Fingertips down towards the heels, and then the inhale tips the hips a little forward. Exhale, regulating the nervous system again is the out breath and pause. And then the in breath, the rocking of the hips forward. Exhale. And then inhale. And then this time exhale. Press your palms into your thighs into your palms. Start to straighten your arms. And then relax that a little bit, breathing in. Let's do that again. A couple more times, press the hands into the thighs. Or bring your shins parallel with the floor is another way to do that. Feel a little more energetic. Let's do that 2 more times. Press, engage, lengthen, empty out, empty, empty. Inhale, let the breath fill in. Exhale, press, last one. Press, press, press. If your shins aren't lifted, go ahead and do that now. And add the arms, so we're in an upside down tabletop shape. We'll do some alternating arm and leg, just to, again, activate that lower core and the diaphragm as well. So stretching the left arm back a ways and the right leg forward. They don't have to go too far, just to the point where you feel still, you can keep your low back on the floor. Bring that back to center. And then extend right arm, left leg. Exhale. Inhale back through center, pause. Exhale, left arm, right leg, extend. Inhale, center, back to table. And exhale, left leg, right arm. Inhale, center, carry on. Going from side to side. You might not be going in the order I say. See if you can keep some awareness with the breath, moving the inhale in one direction and the exhale in the other. One more time each side. Deep connection with the core. Good, let's bring the knees in towards the chest for a squeeze. And then take the arms open wide into a T shape. Just going to let the knees come over towards the left, and your hips can swing all the way over to the left. Use your left hand to make a pillow for your head perhaps, or you can have something else underneath there. So my legs are have kind of fallen off my mat. I'm going to reach my right arm just in front and then wave the right arm. So I'm supporting my head with my hand as I come open with the right arm. Right arm, right fingertips reach over towards the knee side of the mat, just in front of the face, and then open that up again. Inhale, doesn't matter how far you go, the most important thing is the breath. Doesn't matter what the pose looks like. Inhale is the opening of that wing, some space across the collarbones and bringing out the digestive organs. The exhale, back to start. Let's do another one, breathing in and breathing out. On to the back again. And give the legs a shake and the arms a shake up towards the ceiling. Bring a little juice and blood flow back into the center of the body. Shake, shake, shake. And then let's hug the knees, arms open wide. Knees will start to come down over towards the right arm this time. Dropping the knees down and bringing yourself all the way over. You can adjust so that you feel like you're lying on the right side of your rib cage. Use your right hand, might be nice to support the head for this one. So you're bending your right elbow and reaching the left fingertips forward. Opening up, left arm to sky, inhale. And then exhale, bring the left fingertips back towards the floor. Opening up, so you're holding the back of your skull, rocking your head with this. Inhale. And exhale, reaching back to start. Opening up, your knees are staying together over there on the right. They might move a little bit. Just let them be heavy towards the floor as you return to awareness of breath, breathing in light, breathing out any dark smoke. 2 more times. Bringing out the spine, finding some length and some space. Landing on the back again. This time, let's have the knees come in for a squeeze, empty, empty, empty. And then knees reach away, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, squeezing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And releasing away, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can always return to this rhythm. Squeezing in, empty and hold, and release away. And then bring the feet to the floor. Stretch the legs long, stretch the arms long. Just take a big full body stretch out there. Engage the feet, the toes towards the face, stretch through the fingers. Hug the right knee in towards the chest, squeeze. And then stretch the arms and legs away from each other for the in-breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Left thigh comes in. 2, 3, 4, 5 is the exhale. Left leg reaching. 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms as well. And right side, one more time. Each side, right knee hugs in. All the way empty, squeeze. Whole body stretch out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left side, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reaching, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. Arms come down, knees bend. Low back presses is the exhale. Float the hips up this time, coming into a low bridge. And then lay the spine back down on the exhale. Breathe in at the bottom, let the hips tip a little forward. And then exhale, press the low back down, all the way to empty. The in-breath peels the spine up and pause at the top. Might come up a little higher. And then the exhale lays the spine back down, finishing that exhale to pause at the bottom. And then inhale, just soften the glutes, let the hips tip a little forward. Last time, exhaling, low back presses. Inhale, lifts the hips. Let's stay this time for the exhale. Let's just lift the right heel for a sec on the inhale. And exhale, lower the right heel. Left heel lifts, you're squeezing the glutes a bit. And exhale, left heel lowers. Both heels lift now, inhale. Exhale, roll it out. Relax at the bottom. Let's grab the strap. Bring it around the sole of the right foot. So hug the right knee in. I'm going to bend my left leg and place the foot on the floor. Wrapping the hands around the strap. Stretch the leg up towards the ceiling for the inhale. And then the exhale is to bend that thigh in towards the chest. You can let your elbows go wide. If you don't have a strap, you can use a sock or just hands behind your hamstring. Reach that leg up, inhale. And exhale, bend the knee deeply. Let's reach the leg up this time. Just let the heel hover above the hip, or if your hamstrings are tight, the leg may be further forward. So work with what's actually happening in your body. Return to the breath. Let's draw the toes a little towards the face. You can bend the knee there. A little deeper into the belly of the hamstring. And let's stay there for 3 breaths. Let's take the leg a little more over top of the hip again, or further forward, and take both ends of the strap into your left hand. You can keep your left foot on the floor, maybe lengthen the leg a little bit. Take your right thumb into your right hip crease and draw the right leg across center, scissor your inner thighs. Keep the back of the right hip on the floor for this one, so you're not going to go into a big twist. We'll just work with the piriformis on this side, reaching out through the heel and continuing to energetically wrap the right hip towards the floor. You can always straighten out your left leg if that's better. You can bend your right knee as well. Still getting that stretch in the outer thigh, but you may need to back it off. See what's happening with the breath. Let's do that right now. Let's come back to center, release the strap, and dangle the right knee over the left knee, just like you're sitting relaxed, cross-legged in a chair. Hug the thighs in. Try to keep the tailbone long, clasping behind your left hamstring with your hands, or use the strap. If this feels nice, you can stay with that. Lots of widening, the kidney band. Or come up a little to grab the shins and pull the feet apart if you want to feel a little more in that piriformis, outer right hip area. But let your head come back to rest on the floor. Just keep slowing it down, no rush, huge benefits here. Staying connected with yourself, your breath, your practice. Let's release the legs down. Uncross, maybe a full body stretch or knee squeeze or just a jiggle again, shaking it out. Let's go to the other side. So the strap around the bottom of the left foot this time. Reaching that leg up towards the sky. Adjust how you'd like to hold the strap with your hands so there's not a lot of work in the shoulders. We'll bend that knee deeply, a little to the left side of the rib cage, and then press the heel up. The exhale, so we're pumping a little bit, but descending colon elimination here, and then reach the heel up. Exhale, one more time, and then inhale, lengthen. That leg may be closer down towards the bottom of your mat, just depending on your hamstring. Just getting a hamstring stretch here. Use a bit of arm strength and then the and exhale. Just let the leg relax a little bit, change both ends of the strap into the right hand. Make some space, either straightening your right leg or just having a little less of a bend in the knees, scissor the left thigh across. Use your left thumb in your hip crease there to encourage the left outer hip down towards the bottom of your mat. The back of the left side of your pelvis is still pretty much anchored. Lots going on in that outer left thigh, or wherever you're feeling that. Can you return to some awareness of the breath? Maybe there's some tension building up. You might need to back it off a little bit. One more full breath cycle there. Empty, empty, empty. Relax the leg, release the strap. Dangle the left knee over the right knee now. So you're like you're sitting in a chair. Drawing the thighs in towards the chest, hands around your right hamstring, or the strap is good too. Heels can stay heavy towards your seat, or grab your shins and pull the feet away from each other. What feels supportive in your body at this moment? Practice is to continue to gently, kindly guide your way back to this rhythm of breath. Releasing the feet, arms, take the feet a little wide, knees can fall into touch. Arms like wings or a cactus shape. Let's slowly bring the knees over towards the right. And then back up through center and over towards the left, that loose windshield wiper. If that bothers the low back or the hips, then have your feet closer together as you tip the knees left and right. Can be a little more soothing in the lower back. Let's try one more thing here. Let's have the arms just in an A frame. Stretch the left leg down the mat. Keep the right knee bent and just let the left leg be loose and floppy. You can jiggle it a little bit. Have it a little off to the side, over to the left side of the mat. You're going to press into right foot and keep the right knee just going towards the ceiling, and then actively engage your right glutes. Lift them up a little bit so your hips are coming to face a little more over towards the left, and then drop that hip down. Press the right foot, keep the right knee wrapping away from center towards the ceiling as you bring your hip bones towards the left. Just loose, doing nothing with that left leg. Drop the right hip down. And then one more time, press right foot, squeeze right glutes, draw the hips to the left. Lower back rotation and release. Let's switch sides. So right leg goes long and just floppy. Shake it a bit. Bounce it a bit. Let the toes just fall away from center. Left foot is on the floor, left knee to the ceiling. Press the left foot. Start to rock the hips towards the right, but keep the left inner thigh and knee tracking towards the ceiling. Left shoulder is down. Breathing in. And exhale, melt the right bum cheek back towards the floor. Inhale, presses the left foot. The left hip front lifts towards the right. And slowly drop it back down. Once more, left foot presses. Inhale. And exhale, lowers. Bring the knees in towards the chest one more time for a squeeze. Hands on tops of the knees, little circles around. These circles in both directions, or anything else that you feel that you'd like right now. Just preparing for a few minutes of rest. Left some time to do that. You can choose your favorite way to do that. Could be lying down as you are, stretching the legs long. Might be chilly, might want to add socks or a blanket, whatever that is needed to do to really take a step in towards yourself. If you'd like some time with your legs elevated and it's easy for you to rest your shins on the edge of a couch or a chair, then that's a nice restorative inversion. If you're feeling a little more energetic and you'd like to be sitting, you can set yourself up in a comfortable upright position. There's no right or wrong, just choosing what feels like an invitation to be landing in a home base. Your eyes have been open, and let the lids drape and soften down. Letting the attention rest just for the last moment here. On the rhythm of breath, just as it is. No need to deepen or do anything special. Short and shallow, easy to digest. It's helpful to keep an anchor for the attention. If you find the mind is, as it will be, very active, let that be sounds in your space. Not looking for anything in particular, but just open to the presence of a field of hearing. Sinking the weight of the body. If you're here in a space and time that allows you and you have a desire to stay longer, to take a nap or continue with meditation, please feel welcome to do that. Otherwise, if you're moving on to whatever is coming next in your day or evening, take a few rocks of the head from side to side, wherever you're at. Sitting can be some neck circles. If you're lying down, just massage the back of your skull against the the floor, rocking left and right, left and right. Rolling to one side if you have been resting on your back. Transitioning through recovery pose with your knees hugging in towards your chest, and you can support your head with your hands as a pillow. Not judging your practice, just trusting that the practice and the process is evolving over time. Coming up to take a seat. Resting the hands in the lap or at the heart center just for a moment to reconnect with each other. With our intentions to bring in some presence, some aliveness, some awareness of the inhalations, that quality we're trying to cultivate, and the releasing of toxins or negativity on the exhalations. May the blessings of our own practice be of benefit to other beings in our spaces, in our neighborhood, and those who we don't know. Looking forward to seeing you all in person pretty soon, I hear. Thanks for coming. Namaste.